my god, New York is New Yorking right now, and I cannot handle it.
0, 1. Let's get started.
Hey lovelies, welcome to Self-Sabotage, episode number 5. That's crazy. Please, fair warning, New York is New Yorking today. I'm sure you can hear it in the background, but there is some type of construction going on, and then there's like a helicopter flying, circling our building for some reason, so I don't know what that is about, but if you hear it, welcome to New York. Hi, good morning, good day, good night. I hope your week is going fantastic. So happy to see you guys again. I'm hoping you guys loved the interview with Ash. I absolutely enjoyed it, and she will definitely be on another episode at some point. I don't know, but we're living together next year, so she'll be around. I am absolutely exhausted right now. I ran a 5K today and then immediately went and did Pilates after, and I am feeling it. I usually will just do one workout per day, but Ash and I are going to start doing cardio on Fridays, because usually we'll have like weightlifting, and then I like to run a mile every day, or at least try to run a mile every day, and then have like, I'm trying to add one long distance run into my weeks. I had 2 long distance runs this week, but that's because I got excited about running. I love running long distance runs, and my knees held out today. They held out. But anyway, I'm exhausted because of that, and then I remembered, I have to film an episode. So that's what we're doing right now. I feel nice and clean, just came out of the shower, chugging a Red Bull that I got for free because the Red Bull truck keeps coming. It's feeding my addiction. I haven't had a Red Bull since the last time the truck came, but before that, I haven't had a Red Bull really. I've definitely had Red Bulls from time to time, but my addiction in high school, I was having four of these a day. Yeah, hopefully I can keep myself focused for today. I am excited about this episode because this is something that came to me in my beautiful brain. I don't know if any of y'all do this, but my favorite nights are when I'm by myself and I'm like sitting in front of a mirror, fresh off of a nice little sesh, and I'm just sitting in front of the mirror, like, staring at myself, thinking about all of the things in life, you know? And that's when all the deep thoughts come to me, and all of my... what's this word? I always forget what this word is called. Epiphanies. Yeah, that's when I have all my, like, good little epiphanies. And I'll always go to my notes app. My notes app is a scary place for someone... anyone that, like... I don't know. I think it would be scary, but like all of my thoughts go into my notes app or my journal, but mainly my notes app because my notes app is always on me, obviously. So it's like anytime I have one of those little thoughts, I just go to the notes and it's like I have the most random things in there. The deep conversations that I'll have with myself in my mind, my brain, I'll sit there and I'll look at myself and I feel like I'm able to really see myself. Does that make sense? Hopefully. But anyway, I wrote this in my notes app before self-sabotage was even an idea. Well, I mean, it was an idea, but it wasn't like... there was nothing to be done about said idea. But I wrote, if I'm not the girl I see fit to be the most deserving of the best type of love, how can I accept that type of love coming to me until I become that woman? That... I didn't really understand it the next day when I was looking at it, to be honest. I mean, I understood it, but it was like... shit. Because I think that I personally do this where I set very high expectations for anyone in my life, but it's because I have high expectations for myself. But if I'm not implementing or reaching those expectations that I set to myself, then I feel like I push those expectations onto the people around me more, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's something I need to dive into a little more. Anyway, shout out if you see my gorgeous armpits. I have put off shaving for the past month and a half because I wanted to know if I... this is going to sound like the most womanly thing I've ever said, but I wanted to know if I was shaving for societal norms because, you know, it's like looked down upon to have hair as a woman for whatever reason, but I wanted to know if I was shaving solely because of the societal norms that are placed on us, or if I was actually shaving for myself. I am shaving for myself. I hate it. I have a wax appointment next week, and everything in me is living up to this appointment. Like, I genuinely cannot wait to be a nice hairless cat again. It's not for me. Shout out to whoever it's for, but at least now I know that I'm shaving for myself and I'm not shaving for a male's perspective, which might not sound like a big deal to anyone, but me personally, it makes sense. It makes me feel better. Anyway, but yeah, if I'm not the girl that I see fit to be the most deserving of the best type of love, how can I accept the type of love coming to me until I become that type of woman? If I am not the best girl that I see fit to be the most deserving of the best type of love, how can I accept that type of love coming to me until I become that woman? I don't even feel like I wrote this because it feels so extraordinary, but maybe I'm just that okay, anyway. But that, I was thinking about that a lot because the love that I was receiving, I didn't feel like I was deserving of it. And that goes for, like, not even just relationships. I think that also, I keep saying relationships like the only type of relationship is, like, with a male, but I also mean that in friendship terms. But, like, it's complicated because I didn't feel like I deserved to be loved the way that people were loving me. And I didn't know how to respond to the love that I was receiving. Hey. I think that it was because in my mind, I wasn't the best version of myself, and I knew that I wasn't the best version of myself. I think the last episode we talked a little bit about how last semester we were just, like, not ourselves in any way, shape, or form. Just, like, really pathetic, to be honest. Just, like, I hate using the word pathetic in terms of myself, but, like, I just was in a rough place. I was a little crazy, I think. I think I'm still crazy. I think I'm always going to be a little crazy, but I was a little extra crazy. But I'm self-aware, so it's fine. But yeah, and so I was going through it, and I knew that the way that I was treating myself wasn't good, and I knew that if I continued to treat myself this way, I wouldn't get anything that I wanted. And by that, I mean that if you are continuously... okay, this is something that I learned, like, probably yesterday. The yellow car theory. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of that. I forget who came up with it, but it's like, if you notice, like, no one really thinks about all the yellow cars that they see every day. You know, you just kind of acknowledge it as a taxi or something. But then, if you start to look for yellow cars, and you'll start seeing yellow cars, like, that aren't taxis, you'll just see a bunch of yellow cars. And that goes with anything. Like, if you're looking for something, then it'll attract you. I guess that dives into the law of attraction, but I'm definitely explaining this really bad. Let me look it up. Okay. Right. The yellow car theory, or more accurately, the yellow car phenomenon, is the idea that focusing on something like yellow cars makes you notice it more frequently, even though the actual frequency hasn't changed. When you continuously pay attention to something, your brain starts filtering information to highlight and emphasize that specific thing, making it seem more prevalent than it actually is. The yellow car example is if you start paying attention to yellow cars, you're more likely to notice them, even if they've always been there. That's a connection to the phenomenon because it's a specific example of the broader phenomenon, which is the tendency to notice something more frequently if you become aware of it. It happens that our brains have a filter called a reticular activating system, RAS, that shifts through the information and brings only the relevant information to our conscious minds. When you focus on something, the RAS is more likely to bring that information to your awareness. Application to other areas of life suggests that focusing on intelligence, luck, forgiveness, or other positive qualities can lead you to see more example of those things in the world. Okay, now that I have that written down, I can explain it a little better. So, how that relates to my life is I think that I used to focus on all the negative things a bit more, or at least in my portion. I don't think I've ever really been a negative person, but I think I have my moments. Honestly, I think from September to January are like it's all clumped together for me, and that tends to be my, like, I don't know. I don't think I have seasonal depression. Maybe I do. Maybe that's exactly what it is. But it feels more like I'm just, like, on autopilot, kind of. And I don't really make decisions for myself. I'm just kind of like, boom, 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 boom. Like, there's so many things that I need to do and get done that I think it's also, like, all the holidays and going back and forth. And this year specifically, I was going back and forth a lot more. But I think just in general, that period of time is always a lot of change going on. And that can stress me out a bit and just, like, make me go insane. And so I think that I tend to be a bit more negative during that portion of the year. And so that's where this ties in. Me last semester, me last year, whatever, is that that's the portion of time when I do tend to focus on things a bit more negatively, which means I'm attracting more negativity into my life. And that is something that I think we all do, is just, I don't know, it's just stating the phenomenon in this, like the yellow car theory, is saying, like, whatever you put out into the world is whatever you're going to attract back. So whether that's a positive thing or a negative thing. I just realized the blinking and the beeping stopped. Oh my god! Whatever you put out into the world is what you are going to get back. So if you're putting out negativity constantly, then that's something that's going to keep coming back to you. And that could be you being upset at a pigeon. You could be mad at a pigeon or a seagull, or you could kick a trash can over, or you could litter, or you could anything that is like, I don't know, kind of anything that is, human, just not caring really. I think, oh my gosh, I don't think a single thing that I just said in the past 5 minutes has connected or made sense at all. Let me read this one more time and then get back to you. The idea that focusing on something like yellow cars makes you notice it more frequently, even though the actual frequency hasn't changed. Oh, here's a good example of this. Your period, okay? So women have 4 cycles. I don't know if you knew that, but there's 4 cycles in your period, and it's the luteal phase is the one where we're evil creatures of the world. Personally, I'm an evil creature on my luteal phase. You do not want to come near me within those 2-week time frame, 1 week, 1.5 week. You never know. Stay away, okay? Then there's, oh my gosh, let me look this up. I know them, but I can't remember them. Okay, so your period is a really good example of this, because there's 4 phases in your period. The menstrual phase, which is what everyone knows, you're bleeding. And then there's the follicular phase, which is the best period ever. It's gorgeous. I'm in my follicular phase right now. Life is beautiful. I'm productive. That's why I was able to run a 5K today and then go do Pilates. I'm lifting heavier weight in the gym. I'm glowing. I feel like myself. I'm good. That's the follicular phase. We love her. That goes along with the ovulation phase. Ovulation phase, you get a little spicy, you're feeling good about yourself, your skin is glowing. Ovulation phase is phenomenal. And then the luteal phase is when I want to kill every single soul that has ever entered a 2-mile radius from me. And I hate everyone. That is a phase that's the phase when people are like, oh, you're so dramatic, you're a woman, blah, blah, blah. That's why women get called dramatic and crazy, is because we have a luteal phase, and men don't have to deal with that. Sorry, but if you haven't experienced it, then you can't talk about it. If you have experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and yes, it is an excuse for crazy behavior, because it's your hormones, it's not you, okay? I promise you on your luteal phase is not you in the real world, because me on my luteal phase, I don't know who that is or what she's doing. That's not me. I don't take accountability for anything that happens, or I say, during the luteal phase, okay? Stay away from her. How your cycle ties into the yellow car theory. If you're viewing yourself how you do on your luteal cycle 24/7, that's all that you're going to put out into the world. And then I cannot imagine being on my luteal phase 24/7. Like, that's a negative, scary thing that I'm haunted by myself. I don't know how to explain this to anyone that doesn't have a period, because you just don't understand. It's you know, it's your own personal demon. Okay, what's crazy to me, this is just going to be me going on a rant about periods for the next 2 minutes, but what's crazy to me about your luteal phase is how drastically, once I started paying attention to my phases and what phase I was in, it really proves how drastic you change through each phase. Because when I was on my, like, when I'm in my luteal phase, I genuinely cannot lift heavy weight in the gym. Like, I'll keep up with my schedule and I'll stay consistent with myself, but I'm not able to lift as much weight in the gym. I'm not able to run as fast. It really, like, it drains your body completely. And that's the phase that's preparing your body for the menstrual cycle. And then once your menstrual cycle comes and you bleed all of it out and you're just, like, dying for a week, and then the follicular phase happens and you're bright and life happens and it's great and it's all fantastic. But the luteal phase is scary. So I don't know, maybe I just have worse symptoms than other people, and I know other people deal with this, but, like, maybe they don't deal with it to the extent that I do. I just am a crazy psycho bitch on my luteal phase. You heard it here first. If you're viewing yourself, like, you look in the mirror every day and you're like, I don't like my nose. I love my nose. I'm not talking about myself. But if you're looking in the mirror and you're like, oh, I don't like my nose, or, oh, my skin's not clear, or, oh, like, you're just picking yourself apart. There's things that I do that I pick myself apart too. Like, I of course have my own insecurities. We all do. But, like, if I focus on that and I hyper focus on it, then you're gonna notice it more. So that's why I try to look in the mirror and see things that I like instead of looking in the mirror and seeing things that I don't like. That's a really hard thing to do, and shift your brain to think that, because it took me forever and I'm still not 100% there. I still have my days where I look in the mirror and I feel ugly as fuck. Okay, I don't feel ugly right now, but, like, I'm in that, women are gonna completely, I don't know, maybe men do this too, actually. I would love, if a man is watching this, I would love for you to answer this question for me. Do you have, actually, I take it back, because I know men do this too. Anyway, but, like, that week before, week, month, whatever, like, before you know that you're going to have, like, an intense glow up, you just kind of let yourself go a little bit. Not in the terms of, like, not going to the gym or not feeding yourself right or anything like that. Just, like, I haven't fake tanned, I haven't shaved, like, I'm just kind of, I'm not at the peak of what I am, you know? I haven't been wearing my jewelry or, like, dressing up. I've just kind of been in sweats, you know? It's, like, because I'm going to Hawaii in a week, so I'm, like, waiting for the tan. Well, I guess when I upload this, I will be about to be flying to Hawaii, so that's fantastic. Cannot wait for that. But, yeah, so it's, like, I know that my glow up is coming. I'm having my wax next week. I will be tan at the beach, like, my hair is going to be natural and big and poofy from the salt water. My skin is going to be glowing. Like, I know the potential that I have. I know the potential of where I'm at now, and I don't think I look ugly in any shape or form, but I know that I could be even more gorgeous, and I'm just waiting for that. And so, what was I talking about? How did I get here? I just know that people do this too, where it's like, you just kind of let yourself go. Like, you give in. You're like, okay, well, I look like this right now, but in a couple weeks, like, just give me a minute, you know? Like, just give me a minute. And that's where I'm at. Just give me a minute. Give me 2 weeks, and I will be top tier. After I get past the sunburn, then I will be top tier. Essentially, if you're looking at yourself and picking apart all the things you don't like about yourself, and you continuously do that, you're going to notice it more. And it's the opposite as well. If you're noticing something you really like about yourself and you start building up on that, you're going to notice that more. So it's anything that you're putting into the world, and if you continuously push negativity or negative thoughts, or like, oh, I just did this, like, I can't believe I just did that, that's so embarrassing, or like, oh, if you hold on to that and then you don't let it go, that's what, I think I already explained this, my sigh moments, where it's just like, take a deep breath and you move on. Like, it's not that deep. Especially, I used to get embarrassed a lot in high school about things. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really been the type to get embarrassed. I think I've always had a sense of security in the weird side of myself. That sounds like mega cringe. That sounded cringe. I'm just gonna stop talking. Yeah, I really do like the yellow card theory because it did put into perspective a lot of things on how I used to think when I would think of things in a negative manner, and then they would just kind of pile on top of each other. And I definitely have days like that. Like when I'm in my literal phase, I definitely look at things more negatively. Like, I'll have one particular day out of the month where it's just like back to back to back bad things are happening, and it's like I can't really come back from it because I'm so annoyed. But then I'll have other days in the month where the same thing would happen, but I'm more confident on those days or more sure of myself or something. Like I'm just in a happier place, so then I'm like, okay, like I'll deal with it. But yeah, it definitely depends on what mood you're in and what mood you're able to set yourself in to be able to focus on things like that. I think looking back on I just remembered everything that I was talking about before from last semester versus this semester. I think the main difference is just the outlook that I have. And like in the last episode we were talking about how busy we are now, and I think that helps me a lot too, in the sense of just staying on top of things. In the last episode we were also talking about how we would use like vaping as a reward. Like you did a task and then you would be able to vape because of it, but then that wasn't bringing any quality or value into your life. I think that's another thing, is like if it's not bringing any type of value into your life, why are you still holding on to it, you know? Like if it's not bringing you joy or happiness or peace or reassurance, that's not something that you need to hold on to. And that definitely goes into relationships as well. If that relationship is not bringing you value, step aside. Let it be. You can move on. This is a long life that we have. We were blessed with great lives. We're here. Why not make this life the best possible time you could while we're here, you know? It's long, but it's also short. Like, it's short in the grand scheme of things, but it's long in the sense that, like, you have so much time. Why don't you make... you know what? I take that back. It's short. Why are we dealing with people that aren't bringing any value into our lives? Let's deal with the time that we have as wisely as we possibly can. Yeah, the difference from me last semester is that I would focus on the negative things more, so I would pick apart things, and then my day-to-day would become more negative because I was always searching for the negative side of something, or, oh, this isn't doing me justice, like, might as well stay in bed all day because I'm not getting what I want out of this, or like, oh, I'm not gonna go to the gym because then, like, I just don't want to, you know? I just wasn't motivated, and I didn't have any self-discipline. I think going to the gym has helped with self-discipline a lot, in a lot of ways, because now even if I really don't want to go to the gym, like, I'm completely unmotivated. A big thing that will get me into going to the gym is if I put on, like, my musical theater playlist, and then I'm listening to, like, Hamilton, or Wicked, or, like, oh my gosh, Kinky Boots. Kinky Boots gets me up. But I'll put on, like, a musical, and that will get me to go to the gym. And then it'll be, like, a themed workout, and I'll have fun with it. I also think it takes a lot for me to convince myself to go to the gym, but I know how rewarding I'm going to feel, or how rewarded I'll feel after I get back from the gym. And I think a big part of that is because I didn't give in to what I wanted. Because we all just want to lay in bed, you know? I don't think any of us... Maybe some of us love going to the gym. I don't know, because I really do love going to the gym. I love going on runs. Running has been my thing recently. Like, I really do enjoy going on runs and, like, going to the gym and being active and doing things like that. I'm also at the point of going to the gym now where I am starting to see progress, and I think that is helping me a lot, too, because I finally, like, have been in the gym for a minute where I'm like, oh, she has abs. Like, she's working. She's doing something. Also, my mile time is, like, cutting down, which is good. I don't know. I think my goal is to run a mile in 6 minutes. I think I could do it. I do think running is a lot easier now that I have quit vaping. I think that's kind of a given, but I didn't realize how drastic it would be, because now I can go I can run a mile like it's a piece of cake. Easy. Running a mile is nothing for me now. I can run a mile so easy. But long distance running is what I'm trying to train myself into. And that usually, like, the 5K that I ran today, I kind of died. But, I mean, I didn't die. I was just, like, I was done. By the end of it, I was done. I didn't want to run anymore. But I ran 4 miles the other day. And that, I impressed myself with that one. Because usually I do just run 5Ks. So, my goal is to run a marathon. Okay, I'm yapping about running. I need to get back on track. Yeah, so I think all in all, the difference from where I was last semester versus where I'm at now is that I genuinely am just happy with myself. I think I was just struggling a lot with self-image and self-discipline last semester, and I think that's what made it so hard to connect with anything. I think there was a lot of change going on too, and it's hard to be so surrounded by change. But this year, 2025, I think last year 2024 for me was a year of letting go of people that weren't valuing me, and 2025 is the year that I'm kind of stepping into myself. You know? I don't know. I think every single person that I did let go in 2024, though, I genuinely value a lot. Like, a lot. I really am appreciative of everyone that I've ever had in my life. I don't think, even the people that have done me the most dirty, not the people that have done me the most dirty, I don't think I'm on that level yet, but even the people that, like, have done me dirty, I really do value their presence in my life, because I learned a lot from them, not even a lot about myself and a lot about life, and there's not a single person that I've let go of that I don't genuinely love their part that they played in my life, and I'm very grateful for that, and I think that mindset has also helped me a lot. But yeah, so going back to what we started with, if I'm not the girl that I see fit to be the most deserving of the best type of love, how can I accept that type of love coming to me until I become that woman? And that also kind of goes into, you can't find love until you love yourself. Like, if you're not viewing yourself as someone that is deserving of the best type of love, if you're not putting work into yourself and working towards the girl or the woman that you want to become, or the man that you want to become, how are you going to sit there and be okay with someone giving you all of them, giving you all this love, all of this treatment, while you're still not putting effort into becoming the woman that you want to be? I think there's a very big difference between wanting to become someone, working to become someone, and becoming someone. I think that you will never fully become the person that you want to be, in the sense that you will always have more to work towards. And I think that that's really beautiful in itself, because you can become the person that you want it to be. Right now, I'm the person that I wanted to be a couple months ago, but now I have higher goals for myself. So there's more that I want to work towards. And I think that that is one of the most beautiful things about life, is that you can set all these goals for yourself and accomplish them one by one, and then set even more goals for yourself, and the more that you accomplish, the more successful you feel. And I love that, and I love that I work towards that, and that I succeed in those goals. I love setting goals, and I love completing goals. And one of my goals was to do all of the things that I needed to do today, and then I can go to 7th Street Burger and get my loaded fries, because I've been eating so healthy this week, and I want the loaded fries. I need them. It's not a need, or it's not a want, it's a need. They're so good. They're so good. I'm drooling just thinking about them. Oh my god. I'm such a fucking fat ass, but I will be until the day I die. Food is such a high enjoyment for me. I need it. What I need most in the world right now is L&L from Hawaii. If you live there, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know exactly how good it is and how bad I need it in my mouth. I take it back. I don't take it back, but I add on Smash Burger, but the one from the pink van, I know they have it somewhere else, but the only place that I've ever found it was in Hawaii. Holy cow, that is the best burger I've ever had in my entire life. Whatever sauce they put on it and whatever they did to that burger, there's crack in it, and I need it again. Their loaded fries are really good, too. Honestly, they're probably better than 7th Street, but 7th Street is... Okay. I need to chill out on food. That's not the topic of conversation. I'm going to end this up here, and I'm going to leave it with you wanting to become the best version of yourself is the best thing that you can do for yourself, because now you have goals, and you can set goals, and you can implement whatever you need to implement into your life to reach those goals. And it's really hard. It's a lot of work, but you're never going to be able to become the person that you want to become unless you put that work in and show up for yourself. You're never going to be able to become who you want to be unless you continuously show up for yourself. And people aren't going to want to show up for you unless they know that you show up for yourself. And becoming that version of myself has taught me so much, and I have genuinely become so much happier after showing up for myself instead of making excuses. And I love that about myself. I love that I was able to get to where I am right now. I love that I had this idea and this podcast, and I was able to put it out into the world, even if this is all that it will be. Maybe it will never become successful, but maybe it will. And you never know. And that's what I love most. Either way, this is a step in my life to whoever I end up fully becoming. But yeah, so that's me. And that was the episode for this week. I don't remember anything that I said, so hopefully it was a good episode. Very excited for the episode next week. Ashley is coming on, I believe, I think, I hope. But I'm super excited about that one because she is a model, so she will be absolutely stunning and gorgeous, and you guys will have a gorgeous face to look at the whole time. Not that you don't already, but she's absolutely stunning. So you get to see Ashley, and we're going to talk about models in the industry and expectations people have for women, and I think it's going to be a very powerful episode, and I'm really excited for it. Thank you so much for listening this week. I enjoyed spending all my time with you, and I cannot wait to see you guys next week. And when I'm releasing this, I will almost be in Hawaii, so then you'll get a Hawaii episode. Okay, anyway, love you guys. You're so beautiful and amazing and awesome. I hope you have the best sleep of your life, the best day of your life, the best drive of your life. Whatever you're doing right now, I hope you are succeeding in, and I hope you're doing amazing, and I'm sending you all the love and good vibes that I can through this little tiny screen. But kisses. Bye, and see you soon.